Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Phoenix, and today we're going to be continuing some more of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Now, I did ended up abruptly last stream, but that was due to exhaustion. But now I feel better, and now we shall move on. We will now go to the entrance. Wow, I was wondering what kind of place this space center would be. It almost looks like an amusement park of the future. Yeah, did you know they even let the public see the rockets up close? Oh, so check it out. Look at how brightly the Gyatso logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. I really dig the stars and rocket motif it got going. Gyatso, huh? Isn't that a new name for the Federal Space R&D program? Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what's a GIA supposed to stand for? Galaxy? If that were it, then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, have advocated to Gyatso or even Geisa. I guess so. Oh, I know, maybe the person who came up with the name just really likes the letter Y. This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. Anyway, this place is more than just a research facility, it's also a tourist attraction. Tourist attraction? Don't make me laugh. It's a monument of the human race. Galactic shooter, full speed ahead! Yikes! Who's this geezer and what's he want?
Look upon me and look well. Behold the great power of space science.
Pardon me, but you are?
My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center, the center of the cosmos.
Boss, that was pretty grown-inducing. If this person is the Space Center's director, then that means... Aha, so you were the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you? And who was the first to find the victim?
Actually, there were two of them.
the Space Center Director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candace Arm.
That is correct. I was ordered to be the very first man all in space in time to discover the body. But the talk of the incident. Are you by any chance the space police?
You can't tack the word space onto just any old thing, you know. We're Mr. Starbucks lawyers. We're here to investigate his case. Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way.
Oh, I see. Yes, I heard about you. In that case, my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Now go ahead, how about it?
I can already tell he's going to be nothing but trouble. Don't let him hear you say that or you'll see what trouble really is. Let's just be professional and ask him about when he found the body, okay? So as director, what do you do here at the Space Center specifically?
Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in the country. No matter how obstacles can stand in the way, we keep going for the sake of mankind.
I believe I used the word specifically in my question.
Attention all personnel, to your break stations, prepare for break!
Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner.
That is exactly right. I am the most important man. My manner is important.
Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm. Well, there's bound to be some people like that here in the boundless of space.
What's that? You want to know what it is to make me important specifically? Very well, I will tell you. It is the central figure of the Het 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now go ahead. How about it?
I might be more impressed if I knew what he did for it specifically. Could you tell us about what you know about the incident from the other day?
I refuse.
What?
Explaining is a job for common folk, and not a director of the space of the center of the cosmos. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom.
What? Does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow?
That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of the mankind.
I'm not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about. Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Then let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. The Het 1 was the project that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home?
I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant young folk like you. Very well, I will impact you with a complete story of the Het 1 project.
Oh, thank you very much.
Het 1's noble mission was to collect samples from the asteroid. And Mr. Starbuck was a pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Het 1 reached this planet orbit, from where it launched to Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began his long and lonely journey from the far reaches of space. Then, after a terrifying struggle, the Het 1 returned safely to Earth.
The struggle and when the incident known as the Het 1 miracle occurred, right?
Correct, and it truly was a miracle. Of course, they had to run an ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from an asteroid and returned to Earth just a few days ago.
What kind of samples are they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we have no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of our other countries by several years.
That's quite impressive. I guess this guy isn't just a loudmouth braggart after all.
In the golden age of space development, our predecessors are successful in bringing the moon rock back. That is the greatest achievement in the history of this space center. The public fell in love with space and all its glorious potential.
A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big.
Our endeavors with the moon rock live on in our work with those asteroid samples. I want to bestow new hopes and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That is my mission, as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos.
I heard there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all the civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there.
What? Bite your tongue. It's not for anything so base as money or politics. It's all the brilliant future that awaits mankind, and as for my illusions mission, with the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear.
I guess even a space program has to watch its budget. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of theme, Athena. Huh? Oh, well, I thought I'd better brush up for the case. Is that so?
Well, I'll be on my way. As you can see, I'm a very busy and very important man. Galactic shooter, fire up the main engine, max battle speed, and engage!
That thing is surprisingly fast. I guess we better get going too. You bet! Let's make it so. So this is where Mr. Terran was murdered. Yeah, this is the lounge. Let's see the diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the main building here on the right side on the 3rd floor. Player Mr. Starbuck fled here from Launchpad 1 after the explosion.
You there! No administration without express permission.
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We come to investigate.
Sorry, no one gets in without permission, not even the police superintendent.
And I have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me. So Detective Fulbright's here, huh?
Yeah, he's in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him and then we'll talk.
Leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel out of Detective Fulbright. Let's see. What trick should I use on him today? I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. So, to get to the Launchpad 1 corridor, we just have to go through that door with the blue rocket on it, I think. Wait, that door. It looks awfully familiar. Good eye there, boss. This is the door Clay and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad. Ah, that explains it. The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think you can pass through. Now come on, let's go. Yeah, let's do that. So this is it, huh? This is the corridor that two of them used in their escape. Yeah, this is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. I see police taped on at the other end. Guess we won't be looking at the launch pad. After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. And the launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? Hey, I think that's him over there.
What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
He seems to be lost. That's funny. This corridor is a straight shot.
Huh? Oh, it's you lawyer people. Welcome to the Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, aren't you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing?
We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share? Boss, if he has so reluctant to give us information, we'll hit him with the whatever shall we do act. I'm sure he'll fall for it. Got it? Are we trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something?
Info of the case, huh? Alright, I'll gladly share some with you.
Huh? What just happened?
Detectives and lawyers seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Just take whatever you want from me. You info bandits, I'm in a generous mood today.
I don't know, there's something weird about Detective Fulbright today. Well, we need information, so let's run with it. If you say so. Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There's an officer on guard. We can't get in. Oh, whatever shall we do?
That's an easy one. I'll let them know over there you let you in. Investigating at your heart's content. Take a week if you need it. A month even. Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives a mean net wrap.
No. That's okay, but thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright is acting sickeningly sweet. It's kind of gross, actually. Do you think he hit his head or something? Who knows? Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. You were here in the Space Center at the time of the incidents, were you, Detective?
That's right. I was here on a security assignment.
The police were required to secure rocket launches now? I didn't know that.
Yes. Well, you know us, to serve and protect. The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the investigation. No, evaluation.
He's leaving out a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened?
Of course, a bomb went up in the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over the launch pad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate to the shelter.
The shelter?
That's right, there's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. It's there for accidents and emergencies and the like.
But where were you when the first bomb went off?
I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. And the stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so I couldn't go that way.
Then wasn't it possible to get down from the basement cellar?
No, we lowered the emergency ladder from the 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around for any other survivors. Once everyone else got off safely, I made my way down, too, and headed to the shelter.
Wow, what an ordeal. But climbing down an emergency ladder sounds kind of fun. Thank you for your answers, Detective. You were very helpful.
Just a moment. I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackwell, okay?
Wow, and Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on a short leash, too.
Well, never mind that. I thought you should know that there was a witness.
Could you tell us more about this witness?
Sure thing. The witness is a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through the window to the 3rd floor lounge.
So, was she looking into the crime scene from the outside?
That's right. It was just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know that she saw it exactly yet, though.
You don't? That's the most important thing of all.
Don't you worry, I'll get around the interviewing her soon enough. She's still be somewhere in the Space Center. You might even run into her.
The 4th floor employee, huh? Alright, thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright. Gee, you sure are being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative, even.
Yes, well, actually,
Something you can't talk about?
yes, something like that. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way down.
What was that all about? Something is definitely going on. I want to get it out of him the next time I see him. Okay, I'm not too sure he'll talk about it though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge.
Ah, you two.
Detective Fulbright has granted you permission to investigate. He also said I should bring you some snacks and give you a neck rub too if you like. Oh, that's alright, but thank you for the offer. Well, time to roll up our sleeves and start investigating. Now let's see, where's that diagram again? So this lounge is the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where he believes the third party killed his friend. Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of the third person then. You read my mind, Athena. Let's make that our first priority. There's just one problem though. This room. It's just so big. Don't worry, we can use this to help us. Space Center pamphlet for tourists? Yep, picked it up at the entrance. The maps inside should come in handy. Let's see. Yep, here it is. A map to the lounge. This is the door we went through the top of the sector Fulbright. Oh yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock. Well, I guess the map will make things a little easier. Yeah, no more excuses. Let's check out in third person. Wait, there's just one more thing. What's that strange creature moving around outside the window? Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image. Yeah, I knew that. Whew, what a relief. There should be a button somewhere in this room to turn the image on and off. That's what it says in the pamphlet anyways. The only reason you're so eager to start is because you can push that button, isn't it? What's wrong with that? Let's just look at the button while we're looking for clues. Alright, fine, let's get investigating. At first glance, it looks like a peaceful landscape, but then there's that creature. Didn't the Hope probe go to some planet? Maybe this is where its surface looks like. I don't know. I think it would make the news if they discovered a creature like that. It did make quite the news though when the probe came back. Yeah, but the Hope probe didn't go to the planet, it went to the asteroid. That's the big rock kind of thing. Even aliens can't live there. So it looks like there's the 3 doors that lead in and out of the room. Well, let's check. Normal, please. Ta-da! The Space Center pamphlet. We're here at the place that says Boarding Lounge 1. There are 3 doors. Let's call them Lefty, Righty, and Downy. People usually say West, East, and South in a case like this, you know. Details. Anyway, take a look at the West door. That door with the rocket icon leads to Launchpad 1. I know because it says here on the map Launchpad 1 corridor. So that's where we were with the detective. It was filled with smoke after the explosion. Right, next up, the right side hand of the map, or east in your world. That's the door with the satellite dish icon and slight significant communication, aka the control room. Yep, it definitely says control room. Looks like it has another door on the opposite side. You communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from there. So it's the center of the Space Center. A Space Center if you will. Doesn't everyone start to talk like Detective Director Cosmos after they've been here for a while? But it seems like they built a new command center in the 6th floor. That's what they used for the Hat 2 mission, so this control room was empty at the time. I always wanted to see the inside of the mission control room, but since we're here... I'd love to do that too, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. We want to keep curious kids like you out. The door is protected with fingerprint recognition, only the director can go through. With that much security, I'm definitely not the one they're looking to keep out, Athena. So apparently the lock is also hooked up with a backup generator in case of emergencies. Okay, what about that last door? This lower door? Oh, excuse me, I meant south door, at least the elevators. This is the door we came through when we entered this room, right? Yep, and of course there are no fingerprint recognition device, so it's open to anyone. The elevators were working at the time due to the explosion. Well, that's about it for the 3 muscadors of the boarding lounge. Thanks. Understanding the layout of the lounge should help us understand the case. That's why I thought we'd better have a good grasp of where the doors go. I wonder what this big knob is for. It looks like a knob on the stove. Well, it's the same shape, but I think that's where the similarities end. I mean, it's behind the glass pane. What kind of stove will require knob security like this? Well, the knob is straight up and down, so if it is for the stove, the burner will be off. Right, if it was for the stove. Still, I wonder what it really is for. Somebody turn on a knob that's not the stove? How about a rocket engine? If you had to start an engine here, the rocket would take off before you could get in. I guess we could say for now is that it's a mystery knob.
So this is the fingerprint recognition device. I guess you put your hand in this hand mark.
Well, I guess when you can try it now to line my hand up with the outline.
Donatina, this thing is related to the case. Get your prints all over that and the next thing you know, you'll be named a suspect.
Whoa, be so cruel to a little girl like you.
I'm not buying those tears, Missy.
Let's see, this door is... There's that pamphlet.
Here we are, it's the door to the corridor that leads to the launchpad 1. We went through it earlier, so we went to talk to Detective Fulbright. But I guess the security logs must have disengaged now, right? They say the corridor is filled with smoke at the time of the bombing. This thing besides the door, this must be the fingerprint recognition device.
Which reminds me, I think Prosecutor Black will talk about it at the trial.
The notion of the third party on Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through the door guarded by the fingerprint recognition device, and allow me to stay up front if there are previous view with a clearance to do so.
Then does that mean that the bomber's prints were verified by the system? The number on authorized personnel was supposed to be really small. Voila! If you could be proud about it just in case something like this came up. I found out at the office. I've been just itching for a chance to use it.
Wow, way to think ahead.
Now let's dust up the fingerprint recognition device and see what we can find. You got it. Now just sprinkle some here and a little over there. And whoosh! Let's see what we have here. Oh, we got something.
Well, it's only a single set of prints. Isn't that a good thing? Sure wish we could figure out whose prints they are. Although I doubt we'll be so lucky as to get a culprit's prints on the first try.
Well, I bet Detective Fulbright has some fingerprint data.
Right, and there's that security footage at the door too.
Yes, here it is. It came up on record the other day.
I wish we could see the part of the footage just after this bit.
Oh, because that would be right before the murder, wouldn't it? Let's ask the detective. With the mood he's in, he's probably showed it to us right away.
Yeah, he is almost too good of a mood today.
Let's go see if we can find him again once we're done with this room.
Bright purple sky, plenty of greenery, and a tranquil lake.
The idyllic scene stretches as far as the eye can see. It's beautiful, but it lacks something to make it truly captivating. Oh, here! How thoughtful they put one here.
Thoughtful?
The ladies can fix their makeup. One's appearance is just as important as space that is on Earth, you know. You never know when you're going to run into some other life form after all.
I doubt anyone who thinks like that would ever become an astronaut in the first place.
So this is where they discovered Clay. Yeah, he was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo.
So he was stretched out like this and... Huh? What's that thing that looks like a thermos?
That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. He said that it contained asteroid samples.
Oh right, Detective Cosmo mentioned something like that too, didn't he? That they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat 1 launched.
I wonder what they look like. You think they'll let us see?
Let's think about that after we solve the case, okay? Here's another amazing piece of equipment. Walk on the surface of the moon, it says.
Oh boy, I want to try it. Gravity is weak on the moon, so I bet I could do mid-air somersault.
We're still on Earth, remember? Besides, it's connected to the ceiling.
Well, at least I could jump really high.
There's a sign on the wall that clearly says don't jump too high.
What good is this thing?
Didn't I say at the beginning, walk on the surface of the moon?
Hey, I see something shiny down there.
Let's take this cover off then.
this? It looks like a metal jelly bean. It's really small, but it's a bullet. It's only about 2 or 3 millimeters in diameter. Let's see, that will make this caliber 10? Caliber refers to the diagram of the gun's barrel, right? Yes, but I've never seen one of a 10 caliber gun before. This bullet must be a special kind of gun. If I could try firing a bullet this small with a regular sized gun, it would just fall right out. Yeah, it must have been a really small gun. I wonder how the bullet ended up here. I mean, we're in the bottom left on the south door side of the room according to this map. It's probably far from where Clay's body was. Maybe the police didn't think to look here? Yeah, leave a Detective Fulbright to accidentally hand us just the card we need. This? A trap door? It's a trash chute. The cleaning robots throw the garbage out of here. The robots do the cleaning? What a futuristic world we live in. I just hope they don't revolt like they do in science fiction movies. No way, all the robots here are very nice. Actually, wasn't there one in the Launchpad 1 corridor? You can go say hi to it if you want. Some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there. According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. You spin the table, your chair spins too. Why would anyone want to have something like that here? It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. This is a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body. Can that person really call themselves an astronaut if they can't handle 0G? There's some kind of panel with 2 buttons on it here. Just push it. I see valuable principal buttons. There's such thing as buttons left unpushed. Hey, the giant holographic image disappeared. Yeah, though that side of the wall seems kind of barren without it now. So let's see if we can find anything new with the image off. Hey, Mr. Wright, take a look at this. It looks like a bullet hole. Where'd you find it, Athena? Pretty big. Whoever fired the shot must have been using a pretty large gun. You think so? Based on my experience, I said this was fired from a regular pistol. Well, whatever says it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right? Apparently, this is an important fact. Do you see a bullet around somewhere? No, the police must have taken it though. Let's ask Detective Fulbright about this bullet hole later. A window, and it's right next to the holographic image too. I bet it's here to help people see the stark contrast between reality and virtual reality. Way up, it says emergency ventilation, you know, to clear smoke from the fire. See, it's putting out the virtual insanity of reality. With the holographic image off, the screen is completely black, which for some reason makes me think of losing an argument to Prosecutor Blackwell in court. At least I got my brain wrapped up. I can't do my best ideas at times like these. These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session. I wonder if they can change your voice. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Huh? It doesn't even do a thing. It's not helium, Athena. It's oxygen. No matter how I look at it, all I can think of is torture device. But I guess it's a training device to getting used to zero gravity. Uh-oh, Dina got an odd glint in her eye. Is she thinking of trying that thing out? I should try to stop her, but I'm afraid she'll just out-muscle me. Hey, Mr. Wright, look at out there! What kind of fragment? It's stuck on tight. Oh, now what's that? Oh, that's what that giz is all about. Color looks familiar. It's part of the oxygen tank. I think you're right, but if that's there... It means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Black was theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder. You must be wrong. This proves that both the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge. Oh, Paulo was right. Seeing the murder wasn't a long path. Way to go, Paulo. Welcome. Welcome to the Space Center, guest. Welcome. Yikes! What in the world? My name is Ponko. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko! Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you looking around? Choose one. I will guide you. It's... a robot? I am not a robot. I am Ponko. Psychological observation and navigation companion. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko. Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up. Oh, Ponko, I missed you. Huh? Do you know this thing, Athena? Oh, she, showed us around the last time when I came here with Apollo. Oh, you're such a good girl, Ponko. You're a good girl. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy. So very happy. Wow, guide robot. That's pretty cool. My name is Phoenix Wright. Nice to meet you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Huh? Ouch. That hurt. Oh, she has to register people she meets for the first time. Please register him, Ponko. Certainly. Commencing guest registration. Please tell me your name. A nickname is fine too. His name is Phoenix. A bit orbitally familiar, but I'll allow it. Phoenix, please let me be a good look at your face. Sure. Registering. Facial recognition sequence complete. We are now officially friends. Nice to meet you, Phoenix. Huh, this robot's pretty cute. You made a friend, boss. Isn't it great? Phoenix, Athena, allow me to guide you. Right this way. Oh, kitty! Let's go, boss. Go where? Oh, wow! What is this place? Is that rocket real? Welcome. Welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Learn about the history of our nation's space development in the Hat 1 project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the real one. Space Museum? Oh, here it is on the map. Okay, it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1. Ask me anything, I will explain. This is quite a place. I can't believe we get to see a rocket this up close. This is a replica of the Hat 1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real Hat 1 inside and out. Its little brother, the Hat 2, was supposed to launch the other day.
I wonder if Pongo knows why the launch was cancelled.
Over there's the exhibit of the launch 7 years ago. Check it out, check it out.
Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. I like to come here and get it from the day off. Hey, what's this a photo of?
Phoenix, as a staff of the Hat 1 project.
Oh, this Mr. Starbuck. He looks so young and so different.
And that's...
What is it, Athena? Something wrong?
Oh, nothing.
I just thought Mr. Starbuck looked really young too, that's all. Well, it was 7 years ago after all, so the young guy standing next to Mr. Starbuck. Clay Terran, the victim. But they were mentor protege even way back then. He even got one of the staff jackets. Looks like just a regular staff member.
No, Clay was still a student then. He just borrowed one of Solomon's old jackets.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everybody looks so happy. Space Museum is great. What fantastic exhibits.
This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor.
Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead?
There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of the budget cuts. Budget cuts, we need more money. Money.
Who would have recorded that kind of information into a guide robot?
While I was in space, I had one launch a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago.
That's what Chancellor Coughlin said too. It told us that he came out the day before Clay was killed.
And here it is, the Hope space probe.
I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Yeah, the capsule that was in the victim was carrying. I think it had the same logo. I think you'd be seeing the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me more info if I showed it to her.
The way the space launch pad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you?
Set up a launch pad? Don't general on a spiky hair mind.
I wanna know. Phoenix wants to know too.
Great, now Athena's got a case of punkoitis.
Hooray, I will tell you then. The rocket is built inside the launch pad structure. When the rocket is complete, and move along with the launch pad over the rails. And brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, but that's how we could build that all.
It's very cool. A grand setup is such an important place like a space center. I guess everyone is hoping for a bigger budget next year. Myself included. I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, huh?
That it is, but it can also be operated from the new command center too. Either way, the safety lock on the boarding lounge has
to first be disengaged. I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there are all kinds of producers. I would love to see a launch pad being moved. When's the next one scheduled for?
Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold.
Because of the bombing and the murder, I bet. Which is perfectly understandable. Oh, when was the last time we moved?
Searching data. I'm sorry. That answer isn't in my dancer database.
I guess Ponko can only answer certain questions. Ponko, do you recognize his capsule here on the top right?
Checking registered data. I know. It's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe.
It can take the asteroid samples, right?
Yes, it was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed. Don't
worry, Ponko. The people in charge already know what happened.
They do. I must ask them later. The capsule is being kept in Launchpad 1, right? Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. Space Center Stat must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. What a pity this incident occurred before they had a chance to check the contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they have to wait a little longer. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum. Thank you, Punko. You explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you. You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently. Because Punko is so friendly. Well, what should we investigate next? Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about. Let's see, security footage and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay, then let's go back to Launchpad 1 corridor. Bye, Ponko. See you later. Come again, and don't forget to visit the gift shop. Poor Ponko. What a Dickinson life we are forced to lead.
What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor. Let's hope he's still in cooperative move as well for them. If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him. You mean that lady in distress bit? We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene.
You did? Our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet.
Detective Arm?
That's right, a warning shot for the defendant.
Was it really just a high-threat situation that she needed to do that?
I'm afraid I don't know the details. What Detective Arm gone and all.
I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know Detective Director Cosmo will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows.
Hey, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course.
I hope that goes down easy. Detective, we'd like to run a comparison of these prints we found in the boarding lounge.
Oh yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data related to the case. I can always make another copy of myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift.
This is quite a bit of data.
Oh, when I say everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to dig deep. So that's what I did. It sure took a while though.
Whoa, he's got Apollo's and my prints. He even got prints for all the robots. I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright did them all and ask how deep. Huh, Clay's fingerprints are here too.
I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all.
I still can't believe you took off his glove to get his fingerprints.
Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important in this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So depending on whose prints we find, I can completely change the tie and bolt ties.
Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow.
Oh, and take this picture. It might come in handy.
Isn't it just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door?
Yep, but Prosecutor Blackwell seems really interested in it for some reason.
Huh? What's so important about this door?
Beats me, but boy, can you see the gears of hell going to hyperdrive at it.
So it's going to be a major point of contention tomorrow. Hey, don't forget about the print comparison, Poss. Right, to the Fulbright, do you think you can run a test for us right now?
You just leave it to me, and just as we trust. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened the security door.
He must open it when they went to board the rocket. His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams in this space adventure right then. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge 1 camera.
All that footage? Go ahead and ask me anything you like about it.
Is there any way I could see a little more of the past just after this?
Easy as pie, I'll be glad to show you. Here we go.
Huh? The screen went blank.
Yes, apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. There are no footage up to this point.
Why didn't you just say so from the beginning? Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative.
Well, I just figured if we work together, we just get that much closer to justice, right?
It seems like something really is bothering you. You don't have the ulterior motive, do you?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I will never do anything like that.
It's been a while, but those are definitely Cyclocks.
You just smell psych? Is there something I should be psyched about?
No, Cyclock. It's a system that unlocks with a secret in the person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets or using the power of the Makatama. Presenting evidence can break those locks and reveal any secrets they're hiding.
Mr. Wright, how much did they bleak you out of the piece of rock? If you're swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to.
I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. Isn't the kind of fraud, it really works. My friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Let's see, we're presenting a Magatama X for real, shall we?
Take that!
I think you're hiding something, Detective, so why don't you just tell us about it?
What path is the path of justice?
The Fulbright is really in agony. I bet this is the issue he's so torn up over. I'll press love. I bet you know what's been bothering you. You're troubled by love.
What? How did you know? My pet carved love in my goldfish, and the next thing I knew, all the little goldfish were gone. Love has eaten them all. My poor little goldfishies. Oh, I loved you so.
I guess love really can cause a lot of heartache, huh? Anyway. The problem with love. That's pressing love. But it's actually justice. I really understand what's been bothering you, Detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, is that right?
No. I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine.
Is that a fact?
Yup, peaceful as peaceful could be. Everyone's whistling a happy tune as they did their job. We never saw more relaxed guard details in the routine rocket launch.
I don't think the rocket guard detail is as relaxed as you claim as long as this exists.
Take that!
Before the explosion, they were supposed to happen here at the rocket launch. And yet security was so tight they even brought in a special task force. I hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail.
Now hold on just one moment. The entire nation has their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was calling a special security detail.
As merciful as you be, I can certainly believe that that's true. But I think it's very strange that this person will be a part of that detail from the outset.
Take that!
Detective Arm specializes in armed bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people should know there was a possibility that the bombing would occur.
You got me, Mr. Wright! Alright, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about the potential bombing. But the plan is to launch way ahead despite of the threat.
But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed?
Yeah, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it?
How was the warning delivered?
By phone and directly to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everyone to keep it under wraps.
That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset.
It's not only that, I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackwell as well.
Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties.
That's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about
why he allowed us dead in court. The reason he's still prosecuting? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know.
Well, talking to you folks will definitely be breaking the rules.
Never mind that. What the rules but things can't be broken, right?
Well, to tell you the truth, letting a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular.
I think we guessed that much. Why is it being allowed?
I've been wondering about it.
You weren't told why either, huh?
No, I guess the order came in pretty high up the ladder.
Yeah, it would have been.
But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once.
The hunt I've been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still. 7 years past? A Phantom, huh? And not one of the family variety either, I gather. This Phantom of 7 years past, any idea who or what he is talking about?
Not a clue. But he seems to think that this Phantom is behind this whole incident somehow.
Wait a minute, he thinks they may be connected to this case?
Yup, this case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here in this very space center too, and most incidents of threat was issued via telephone.
But that's why Prosecutor Blackwell thinks this incident is the work of the Phantom?
Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago, that's when Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty of murder. That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. As you can see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell's conviction might be related.
Yeah, I could see why he think that. This incident, the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past. It's almost inconceivable they could come to a head here. This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is the Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all.
The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence!
Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet.
Oh! No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbucks is a Phantom. But I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has ties with them. Which is why he's acting so impatient. He has a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck. And that's not real justice. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. But this time, I'm not so overwrought about it all. If he's lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction.
Never seen the Fulbright so tormented. This must be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what the defense lawyers are working to prevent.
I feel bad for Detective Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. But don't tell him that. You have to promise me you won't.
Detective Fulbright. Guess I was wrong about you.
I swore to perform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him giving his motions and tear the defendant apart. You are the only ones who can stop him in court.
You really care and what's best for Prosecutor Blackwell, don't you, Detective? Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either.
I was hoping you'd say that. I'm really grateful for the two of you. To show my things, I'll give you another bit of information.
It's about the eyewitness.
I saw her hanging around the Space Center just a little while ago.
Really? Let's go find her, Mr. Wright.
Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. Injustice is just in 3. 1, 2, 3. Injustice we trust. Okay, later.
There he goes. Wait, were we supposed to say injustice we trust back there too? Let's go see that witness now. Alright, the Space Center entrance it is. The witness must be around here somewhere. Hello, hello. Uh-oh. Don't tell me the witness is a robot. Hello, come over here. Hello, hello. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you... I'm Console. Shall I guide you? Guide you? I don't know why, but this robot's kind of freaking me out. Hey, you're not supposed to be wandering around. Oh. Again? I had it with you, hunk of junk! Yeah. I'm outside. Am I wandering? When did that happen?
Okay, welcome back, Hunk of Junk.
You don't know how close you came. If you didn't snap out of it, I was going to put you on the curb on trash day. Nothing works better than a 42.5 degree karate chop. That's pretty specific. Excuse me, but are you the one who witnessed the murder? Oh, not Phoenix Wright, the head attorney of this case. How do you do? Big shot lawyers, huh? I'm Aura Blackwell. I'm a researcher developing robots here at the Cosmos Space Center. Blackwell? Could she be... And this good-for-nothing robot has named Hunk of Junk. My name isn't Hunk of Junk, my name is Clonso. That's me, Miss Aura. Quit complaining, your model number is Punko too. Yeah, but Miss Aura, everyone calls me Clonso. Quit your squandering already. No, what are you doing? No, don't. There. I bet you won't be talking back now. Yeah, I will obey completely. Yikes, I better watch out that wire that crossed with that one. Your last name is Blackwell. Do you have any relations in the legal profession? You are correct. Every Blackwell who used to be a prosecutor is... Shut up! Only speak when I order you to speak. Simon is my little brother. You know him? Yes, we met him in court a few times. Right, Athena? What a dull creature. Has her switch been turned off? Athena's being shy? This is new. Oh yeah, I heard he was prosecuting again despite being a prisoner. Why doesn't he just stick to solving disputes among inmates in prison, right? Hey, what do you think, Hucklejuck? Yeah, Miss Aura, that hurts. I'm asking you a question. Why didn't you just answer me, useless hunk of junk? Miss Aura, you told me to speak when you ordered me to speak. I told you to never talk back to me. You're worth more than scrap. Robot abuse, hawk attacks, Blackwell family life must sure be interesting. Well, you have any other questions? Wait, of course you do. You're a lawyer. I'm not like I'm on Simon's side or anything. I just want to get this over with. So, you're the person who witnessed the incident? That's right. I was the fourth floor of the big building. in the robotics lab. The explosion disabled the elevator, so I lowered my emergency ladder just like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they just use the ladders in the other rooms? It must have been a pretty troubling experience. Probably best to just humor her here. And I just passed by the third floor boarding lounge one window by the window. I saw the crime as it happened. And that's about it. So you saw the crime as it happened? And that's about it? I see. Wait, what? You saw it being committed? There's no time for just nod and repeat. So you saw into the third floor lounge. The very scene of the crime. That's right. There's a small window on the right hand side of the room. I looked through that from the outside. The room was pitch black, but I saw a shady figure holding a lighter in their left hand and a knife in their right. That must have been the culprit. Did you see who that person was? Of course not. The power was out of the floor there, and there was only that tiny window. I see. Did you witness the moment of the murder? Yes, I saw the figure with the lighter raised their knife, and it happened at precisely 10 a.m. Did you witness anything else? Did the killer have any distinguishing features? I already told you it was pitch black in there, although I did notice that the lighter the person had in their hand had a pretty ornament on it. It looked like a planet. It looked like a little Earth emblem. I had good taste in knickknacks anyways. The Earth emblem on the lighter? I better remember that. Thank you for your statement. We'll definitely prove Mr. Starbucks innocent with it. Yeah, right, I won't hold my breath. Pardon me? Oh, did I hurt your feelings? Sorry. I just detest lawyers. That's all. What don't you like about lawyers? It's just an instinctive dislike. But don't feel bad. I hate prosecutors even more. That didn't make me feel any better, actually. Why do you hate lawyers so much? Little thing from my past. The whole legal system is meaningless in the first place. I certainly don't agree. I mean, people are imperfect. They lie and they're influenced by silly emotions. You can't expect such imperfect creatures to uphold a reasonable system of law. I like robots much better, even sad stuff like this one. Hey, you! Look alive there! Yeah, yes, here I go. I am the ultimate robot with the opposite oh shoot, he's typing, he goes over. Alright, that's enough of you. You're getting a little too carried away. Huh? What was I doing? Yep, I like robots much better. At least you can make them any way you want them. Unlike humans with their petty emotions and constant worries. How can you say such things? Feeling emotions, worried about the things we care about? That's what makes us human. Well, the girl finally talks and she starts with a speech. That's what makes us human? You mean getting angry and snorting like that? Rational thought. That's what separates humans from animals. Unfortunately, your reasoning capabilities are more akin to that of a clever little monkey. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It must be nice to have such a simple mind. Can I punch her, boss? Get a hold of yourself, Athena. Humans are absurd. I said you were clever, didn't I? Poor thing. Tell me, with people like you in charge, how can I possibly trust the legal system, Well, she distrusts not only lawyers, but prosecutors, but the whole legal system? What in the world happened to this woman to make her so bitter? Even if someone important to me was killed, I will never wish to see their killer brought to trial, because I'd much rather kill them myself. Can't be serious. Hmm, I think you're wearing it around your neck. Oh, this? Around Athena's neck? Does she mean widget? Oh, I get it. Well, Her Royal Highness has returned at last to her castle. Her Royal what? She's talking about Athena? By the way, I heard the rumors. The director is going to be the star witness of court tomorrow, right? Director Cosmos? Yes, that's right. You poor things, you better be careful. That old man is a big liar and a huge braggart. What? He might seem like a bigwig, but the senator has all kinds of problems. He has a lot of skeletons in his closet. But it's your problem. So why do I care? Why should I care? What? That's it? No friendly tips? No good luck, guys? Just splendid. Leave me to your woes. Come on, Hunk and Jung. It's said to me that she doesn't believe in our legal system anymore. She must have had a very bad experience to make her feel that way. Are you alright, Athena? You seem very down. I just can't believe she said all those things. Wow, she really is upset. Has she been trying not to let it show all this time? Well, I guess it's not always that surprising. You hear about fabricated evidence and false indictments in the news all the time. I mean, the whole dark age of law nonsense? I'm so sick of hearing about that. Well, all you do is believe in what we're doing. Yeah, you're right, boss. I agree. Maybe it's time that we went back to see Mr. Starbuck. Good idea, we should tell him about the bullet and Miss Blackwell's statement. Alright then, like start the detention center.
My lawyers are here. It must be bad news.
Hey, not necessarily. We found a new witness. Researchers saw a moment of the murder through the lounge window during her escape. Really? Were they going to let me go? Unfortunately, it was dark and she couldn't identify the person.
Should have known. My stars never align just right, too.
But we got a lead too, Mr. Starbuck. The murderer had a lighter on with the Earth emblem on it.
A lighter with an Earth emblem?
Oh! Do you remember something? Yup, I sure did. Just a little bit, though. Anything at all will be a help, so please tell us what you remembered. I thought I was unconscious the whole time, but now I remember I woke up for a few brief moments. That's huge! Do you remember seeing anything? A lighter. I saw a flame on the lighter flowing in the darkness. Good. What else did you see? What was nearby? It was definitely a boarding lounge, so it must have been after Clay carried me there. In the light from the flame, I saw a dark shadow flickering. A dark shadow? That must have been...
Third party we've been looking for.
Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. You've been more help than you know. If we can prove there was this third person at the scene and they're not the real killer, then you'll be clear about suspicion. The key to will be whether or not we can identify the third person in court tomorrow. At least we have something to go on now, and that's a big plus. I should probably tidy the evidence up a bit before someone mistakes me for a hoarder. Now we have a glimmer of hope. I'm suddenly starving. I'm gonna go back to the office and treat ourselves a big celebration in advance. For someone who's highly empathetic, you can be surprisingly unsympathetic. So you found your strategy for tomorrow's trial, huh? Good for you, Daddy. Well, it's one step forward anyways. Hopefully you'll give us a fighting chance in court. As long as we can find out who this third person is. Now let's get something to eat. I'm starving. My vote is for Eldon's noodles. What are you doing here? I didn't think the clinic was ready to release you yet. My wounds are fine, and I'm done lying around. Oh, you're supposed to be in bed. Leave your case to us. We'll take it from here. Thanks, but that's not the option. Not for me. Apollo. You shouldn't underestimate your injuries, Apollo. I don't want you overdoing it. I'm fine. I'm not in pain anymore. Besides, they just gave me an IV at the clinic. An IV isn't a cure-all, mummy man. Anyway, just tell me how the case is going. Have you guys made any progress? A suspicious figure was spotted at the scene. We think it might be the real killer. A suspicious figure, huh? Right. I thought you'd be happier than that. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm happy. But I fully intend to see Clay's murderer apprehended. Absolutely nothing will get in the way of that. Clay was your best friend, right, Apollo? That's right. Best friends since junior high. Sounds like me and Junie. So what was Clay like? Well, he was full of compassion and energy, and he had a really loud voice. If the two of you did voice training together now, I bet it'll break a few windows. You know, I bet you're right. Seems like only yesterday, Clay was a guy who lived for his dream. We used to talk about it a lot. He was going to be an astronaut and me a lawyer. We talked well into the night, and even then, we never grew tired of it. Oh, about that jacket. Oh, it's Clay's. I knew it. It's a special jacket that was only issued by members of the Hat Project. He was finally able to get one of his own once he is selected for the Hat 2 mission. He always looks so proud wearing it. But just when his dreams was finally coming true, I still can't believe it. Damn it, it's not fair! Polo, I hope you don't try to carry the burden all alone. I guess we were both unlucky. My own debut was a disaster. I guess you're right on some level. Damn. That trial a year and a half ago wasn't exactly the smoothest of starts. That was the rough time for me, but Clay refused to let me quit. You're fine, he said. Don't give up. It was right during the screening exams too. I couldn't have become a full-fledged lawyer without him. That "you're fine" of his is why I'm still standing here today. You're fine, huh? You're fine and I'm fine were like your catchphrases, were they? Something like that. Sure brings back memories. When we were in junior high, Clay's mom passed away in an accident. But he wouldn't show his sadness to anyone. One night, I found him crying all alone in the school courtyard. Mom. Get away, Apollo. Don't come over here. Clay, listen to me. I don't have a mother either. Huh? I always think everybody else has a mom. Why am I the only one? But, you know, when I start to feel that way, I yell at the top of my lungs. I holler, I'm fine, and you know what? I start to feel like maybe I really will be fine. Apollo Justice is fine. Hey, Clay, it's your turn. Okay. Clay turn is fine. There you go. We're both fine. We're fine. We're fine. What are you laughing about? See? We're fine. Laugh first. We're fine. You're fine. We're both fine. Thanks, Apollo. When you say it out loud, it really starts to feel real. And as long as you don't give up, you can keep on fighting. That's what we believed. As long as you don't give up. Wasn't there somebody else who said something similar?
If I give in my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight.
Clay called Mr. Starbuck his mentor and look up to him. I wonder if I can be his good role model for my staff like Mr. Starbuck. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. What? Wait, what do you mean by a leave? You're really serious. Can you at least give me a reason why? When I put Clay's jacket on, I swore to him that I would catch his killer, myself. But that's our goal too! I agree with Athena, we should work together to find the truth. The truth, huh? That's a noble cause. But what if the truth you seek and the truth I seek turn out to be different? I'm not sure I follow. What are you saying, Apollo? I'm going to catch the person responsible for taking my friend's life, in my own way. Take good care of Mr. Starbuck for me. Now, I must be going. Goodbye. Goodbye? Did he say goodbye? I sense a lot of seething anger and hatred coming from him. Also, suspicion. Ugh. He's not walking on this time. I'm gonna talk some sense into him. Hold on, Athena. Paul can't believe what he wants, but I believe he's wrong. Even if we take different paths, the truth we write should be the same. I think the quicker we solve this case, the better it'll be for Apollo. Yeah, you're right, boss. Alright, that's enough for one day. Let's make sure you're ready for tomorrow's trial, okay? If he were here right now, Apollo would say, I'm fine. Everything was fine. I just hope things really do turn out fine tomorrow. That was rough. Alright, we will continue.
I suppose we could reconvene the trial of Sorman Starbuck or something?
Objection!
Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise.
Oh yes, my apologies. I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. First the courtroom exploded, and then Mr. Toadate self-destructed.
I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Tony.
Anyway, it seems that Mr. Justice is severely wounded by Mr. Toadate's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense? Do you have any understanding of what has happened at the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready.
Very well. Is the prosecution also ready? I take it you'd like me to give an opening statement this time?
Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than fair share of colorful prosecutors. You could think he's something of a veteran of sorts.
Let's see. In the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions on the second floor of the Space Center and the rocket itself. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the boarding lounge. And how could the victim climb down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved. But Mr. Justice proved that the victim was killed at the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackwell, were you able to encounter any new facts related to this point? Upon further investigation, we uncovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Donald's argument was correct. Well, that means the testimonies of the first two people at the scene are suspect. There are two people that claim to be the first on the scene, but can we truly trust their statements?
Let's see, the two people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yes, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging. And just as our team was about to cross-examine Detective Arm, a courtroom bombing incident occurred, and the trial was put on hold. That accused fellow, he killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm. He definitely put a kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw. Exactly. In other words, the question is who killed the victim in the boarding lounge? Has once again become the main focus of the trial. It's obvious Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues that it was the third person in the lounge and that's who killed the victim.
Objection!
To make such reckless claims as the courtroom takes a bold man or a stupid one. There were no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already? Old man.
Objection!
We'll see who's the dollar after I trust you with the years of experience, little boy. In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims that he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, the Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene.
They saw a third person? I see my sister has been running her mouth.
That's right, I almost forgot that Aura is Prosecutor Blackwell's sister.
No matter, she didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there is no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant.
I guess the possibility that the figure of Mr. Starbuck is still there.
In brief, we need to determine if the person was there or not.
To this end, we should bear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene. Director Cosmos, huh?
Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the witness to the stand. Why, I believe I've seen you before in the newspapers. Of course you have. Of course you have. For I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was of course named after me, Sir Yuri Cosmos. Don't you have anything you wish to ask me?
Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging.
7 years ago, I successfully lost the Hat 1 and...
Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears for seeing such a great man standing before me. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony?
I see this fine young man has a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my ample testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history.
That speech of Prosecutor Blackwell just now, it sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. It's probably for the best that he sailed right over the director's head.
Now then, Director Cosmos, a condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please. Detective Arm and I rushed to the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked there to see what was going on inside. We saw the figure sitting in the middle of the lounge and Terran lying on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. I see. In your testimony, you claim you arrived at the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge, and just after the victim had been killed. Oh, the horror, the humanity. What I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous actions to take the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger, risking my own life and theirs.
Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men. Yeah. Although it sounds more like he was scared and just had to peek far away.
Is the defense ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. We're going to have to press it and draw more information out of him. Aurora Blackwell also saw the suspicious figure in the lounge, but she gave a statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Do you see this figure's face clearly? No, not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area around their feet at the time. And other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Taryn, but I couldn't see who the other person was. So all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbug, is that correct? I would like to believe that. Starbug isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection!
When the witness entered the boarding house, there was no third person there. Isn't that correct, Great Space Center Director?
Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Taryn were there at the time.
After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished. You mean they disappeared? That's odd.
Objection!
The reason the figure disappears to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses were looking, he fell on the floor in fake unconsciousness.
Hold it!
Hold on. Dr. Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off the scene? Just for a brief instant, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. If you took your eyes off the scene, then the third person could have escaped during that time.
But what escape route could this person have used?
The direction of opposite of the control room, the southern door of the elevators. There's no security lock on the door, so it must have been possible to escape that way.
Objection!
All this is possible, right, Dono? The real question is, do you have any proof? Well... If we're just talking possibilities, we can each profess whatever we like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there was a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon. As long as they don't punish us by the name of said moon is what we're done to it. But I say, where's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists? He's calling your theory a work of fiction, boss. And he's right, I don't have any proof yet. Still. The southern door is a possible escape route. I better make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question?
Yes?
Why did you look away from a boarding lounge?
There's actually another tale of bravery behind that answer to that. It was when Detective Barnes saw a figure and raised her gun. Being the great humanitarian and protector of mankind, I tried to stop her.
What? Didn't Detective Arm raise her gun as soon as she saw the figure?
I imagine her instincts as the detective told her they were the killer.
I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun?
I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly, and then she fired 2 warning shots at the shadowy figure.
This information about Detective Arm's actions sounds critically important. Please add it to your testimony.
Objection!
Are you sure we really paid attention to what Detective Arm was doing?
You doubt my words that will someday be written down in history books?
Somehow I don't think those exact words will ever be written down in any history books.
Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand?
You say Detective Arm fired 2 shell warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole is ever found in the scene.
What?
Only 1 bullet hole means the gun is only fired once. And yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor will allow such a clear contradiction into a history book.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, the witnesses' words are true. We confirm that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Objection!
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to?
Ah!
You should know the answer to that already. I should? During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We already discussed that it was ruptured at the lounge, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun, the same caliber as the detective's gun. What? The rifling marks also match up. There's no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Rifling marks.
They're like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct? And examining the rifle marks on the bullet can tell us the gun it was fired from. One of the bullets the detective found on its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to the stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement and that the detective fired 2 shots.
My beautiful contradiction. Gone. All gone.
So that bullet hole was found at .38 caliber, huh? Better update the record.
Very good. Now we know the fate of both of the shots Detective Arm fired. Mr. Wright, does that clear up all of your questions?
Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does that really clear everything up on what happened at the scene? No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a .38 caliber gun, but that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a third person. Oh?
Very well, but it won't do good as keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggested the possibility of a third person at the scene?
Take that!
And what is this metal pellet supposed to be?
There's a little something of a great importance we found in the crime scene, Your Honor.
You found it where?
In the floor gutter at the crime scene. It looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a 10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than the one Detective Arm's .38 calibers.
Then that means...
Exactly. One more person must have been there at the lounge. A third person who had a gun that could fire 10 caliber bullets. If that's true, that explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. This third person fired Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. In return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it went down to Director Cosmos?
And those are you to do a miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us. What's this now?
What? You never breathed a word of any of this to me before.
All great men have their secret or two, don't you know?
Foolish old geezer. But the Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along? Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw.
You may be a great man, but in courtroom, you're just another witness. You won't receive special treatment here. Now please give accurate testimony.
Director Arm and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and Karen on the floor. We were still in the control room when the figure fired at us.
Given that there was no third person at the lounge when the witness entered it, does that mean the person who fired the gun had to be the defendant?
Not necessarily. It's still possible that it's someone else. Most likely as soon as Detective Arm and Director Cosmos discovered this person. They escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have the security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged swords are the tricky lot. Mishandle one and it is yours who is cut down. Huh? Your reasoning would apply that Space Boy were the killer as well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired a 10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness to prevent the possibility of a third person.
Objection!
But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was founded by the police. Nor has the gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only be explained if there was a third party who took it with them.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in their boarding lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute.
Objection!
You can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with a weapon.
Objection!
It's up to you to prove that possibility. And I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. What evidence? Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket. Naturally. The most compelling evidence is that it tells us that he's the culprit.
Ugh! I did forget about all that.
Look, your baldness, how deliberately obvious that is that they left the evidence to rival mine. Wow, he silenced our third person theory of ribbons and shared it to us, just like that.
Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, where did it hit exactly?
It hit me.
So does that mean you're a ghost?
I was wondering when you would realize it, your baldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can't even pass through walls.
Ugh!
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing this nice old gentleman. Your baldness, it was all a jest. Please show yourself again.
Are you sure? In that case, how do you manage to survive being shot to Director Cosmos? I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle befitting of a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, thereby a ricochet, thus saving my life. What?
That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh wow, look at that. One extra galaxy star. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. It's beginning to really feel like the Cosmos is reaching out for Director Cosmos.
And why did you conceal this information, Director Cosmos?
A great man such as myself has to hide things for an occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It is a plight of a truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand. I don't know, it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out.
Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Objection!
Director Cosmos, I believe you are telling the great court of glory's lie.
A great man like me? Tell a lie? Have you ever heard such a thing of all history?
My accusation is based on the positions the people were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective R were near the control room door, and the mysterious figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. However, we found a 10 caliber bullet here.
Oh.
This treachery and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at?
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you the bullet hit his metal? Of this, there is no mistake.
Objection!
But in that case, the bullet should have been out near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can't explain this inconsistency? Of course. I didn't think so. What? Oh, great Director Cosmos.
Yes? Is there something you'd like me to expound upon?
You were, in fact, not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south, is that not right?
Oh!
What are you getting at? Use your own brain. Your head must have been used some other than housing on that bird's nest. Bird's nest? Why does everyone pick on my hair? Director Cosmo and Detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. The killer fired at them there. That is why the bullet was found in the south. Ah, that makes some sense actually. Also, the witnesses being in the southern door is rather favorable in their prosecution. Huh? I got a bad feeling about this. I'll buy it, Director, if you don't tell the truth this time. Oh.
Yikes! His handcuffs.
You will become a rust upon myself. I relish the chance to cut down a great man.
Right, I'll tell the truth. Just put your sword away.
You are correct. I, the great Yuri Cosmos, was looking into the room from the southern door.
What?
That's a complete opposite of all the testimony he's given so far. And now you have lost your possibility that the person was in the room. I have? How? The director and the detective were near the southern door, meaning the killer could have possibly escaped through there. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way to get there was to Director Cosmos' fingerprints.
Ah.
In short, there is no escape for any third person had there been one.
Ah. My third person just disappeared. Like it's one of Trucy Match's tricks. Order! Order in the court!
Director Cosmos, why would you tell such an outrageous lie? You were covering for the defendant. Isn't that right? Yes, it was on the love of my men. If I said I was in the eastern control room, it could mean the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant that there could have been a third person.
All I wanted was to protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invest the escape route for the third person.
What a convoluted lie. Was it really covering for the defendant?
It looks like we come to a conclusion that the defense's argument, the possibility of a third person, has crumbled.
No! It's over. Yikes! The judge is about to hand out his verdict. Think, Phoenix. Think. This is the perfect time to try to turn my thinking around. If the third person had no way of escaping the scene, then what if one of the people in the scene was the third person? Wait. What if the whole premise is all wrong? Director Cosmo said he and Detective Arm rushed to the scene together. What if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? And if that person entered the lounge, then they would be the killed third person.
The defendant was the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director. There doesn't appear to be any room to argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor.
There is still one possibility.
Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright.
There's only one person who could escape from the scene, and that person will be the first person to arrive on the scene. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. That's why the first person fled to the room, using an escape route that is accessible only to them.
Very well. Let's hear more about this theory. Who was the one person who could escape from the boarding lounge?
Take that!
What?
But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming out here?
Of all the people who are the same, only the witness could escape. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all.
But that means...
Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness.
The director, Yuri Cosmos. Go!
What? What?
Order the court, I say. Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail.
I searched that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw the suspicious figure was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots.
Ah, I've been hit on the starboard side.
Captain Wright, it was a direct hit with the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot.
Warning shots fired from the enemy ship.
Prepare to intercept.
Cosmos, you have told a lie at the court once again. I've been hit on the port side. The enemy has called in reinforcements.
Earth to Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask you to return to reality.
My ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
Objection!
But I do have evidence. In fact, you can see that your battleship bears a scar. If Director Cosmos is the third person or Blackwell saw, if this third person fired Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun, and they returned the Detective fire warning shots. Isn't that exactly how he went down Director Cosmos?
Looks like you're using my miraculous tale of survival.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us. Director Cosmos was the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would turn and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence of the director's body is one different kind of reveling than before. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark you will receive from the third party will be the proof we need. Proof that you were the one there in the lounge.
Oh. Brace for further impact.
Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge.
Take that!
38 caliber bullet was found on the floor of the scene and didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos' metal. If we have the ricochet mark on the metal analysis, I'm sure the caliber will match up. If that mark proves to be from the 38 caliber bullet, it will prove that you were the third person we've been looking for.
Gah! The bridge is destroyed. Losing altitude. All hands abandon ship. If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank?
It was a 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos.
Isn't that right, Director? No, you got it all wrong.
What? The engines have started again?
It's a miracle. I'm not going down yet. Wait, Nick, stop this. I want to confess the truth.
If you don't want the history books to say you're a great man but a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth.
Are you giving me orders? You need to be director of the Cosmos Space Center. Ugh! But the Cosmos revolt from me!
And he's still spinning.
Ah! Someone get me off of this thing! Order the court! Will someone please stop this witness from spinning? Thank goodness we were able to stop it from spinning from the face of the earth. While he was sworn, I took the liberty of running an analysis of the mark on the metal. It was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arden's firearm. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No, you got it all wrong. It was just a misunderstanding.
Is he going to start piling on more lies? It looks like it. But no matter how many times he tells, it just exposes them one by one. I'll make the big lie tell the truth. Oh boy, to be continued. Yeah, why not? This is the final section and it's really short, so we're definitely gonna finish it up. Director Cosmos, the new possibilities were presented by the defense. They were claiming that you were the third person.
Forgive me. I'm so sorry.
So the great pioneer in space development was revealed to be just another foolish cur. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly? The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, and don't try to talk your way out of this.
Fine, I'll tell the truth. So just as you say, Mr. Wright.
It's true that I was there at the boarding lounge. Got there before Detective Arden. When she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped into the control room. And then went past the elevators all the way around the boarding lounge one again. I came up behind Detective Arden pretending to be second on the scene. What a troublesome old man you are with such convicted deeds and thoughts.
I see. So then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim?
Of course I am. When I arrived to the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was the history-making witness.
Hold it!
Now hold on just one moment. Just proved it a few minutes ago. That the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Bora Blackwell saw was you.
No, it wasn't me. I saw the person as well.
If I were the killer, why would I lie to company Mr. Starbuck? I would have let him. I would have just let him to take the fall. That is an excellent point.
All I wanted to protect Starbuck.
I said I was the control room to investigate the escape route for the third person. What makes sense is if you told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie's a lie, Athena. Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof?
Oh, I just remembered. I have an alibi.
Miss Blackwell said that she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct? Yes, and... Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of the staff you like, they'll corroborate me. The director is not filming in the court for once. I confirmed that he has an alibi at the time specific. So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m.? And then you arrive at the lounge after that?
Yes,
And the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't exactly see their face, so it was definitely a silhouette of an earthly. As long as he has an alibi. We can't very well claim the Director Cosmos was the killer. No, we can't. Then again, we don't need to yet. I wonder if they really covered for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw.
Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please.
As I tried to enter the lounge, a true killer fired a gun at me. I had to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they just vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door and the launchpad 1 door, and the control room door should have been tied to the killer. So you were shot at the killer as well? But then he disappeared? Yes, though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Terrance's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a clang. That must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured. Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal. That was Detective Arm's bullet, remember? Right. What a mess this is turning into. So let's see. Director Cosmo was claiming that when he found Mr. Terran and his killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him. Right, and it actually hit Mr. Terran's oxygen tank and ruptured it. And then the killer disappeared and the director into the warning lounge. And when Detective Arm caught up and fired those warning shots at him, judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost hit him, took him out too. Good summary. That doesn't explain where a mystery killer went. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you allowed me when the figure disappeared. I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate, and when I found him was Terran with a knife in his chest, Starbuck out cold on the floor.
So we have a culprit who vanished and seemed to have no escape route.
Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos.
Silence!
A riddle of the ages indeed. But I rather know. How a fiddling lead such as you can be launched as great.
A great man is always misunderstood in his own time. He must remain true to himself even if those around him don't understand.
Well, that might be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so quickly? Simple, because it was Space Boy himself. Because he was spotted by the director in Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. That will certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of the vanishing culprits. I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor? No, because it was dark as a black hole in there. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room. That wasn't exactly helpful. I'm prepared to accept your surrender, right, Dono? I can't find any holes in his testimony, but I can't give up. Mr. Wright, why didn't you let me help? Huh? While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a concussory of Discord. Which means he's hiding his true feelings from us, huh? It might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. That'll be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him. You got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delude to the great mind. Yuri Cosmos ready to hand over their secrets of the heart to me.
Got it!
You must have thought it was strange that the killer vanished into thin air.
I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually.
And yet in that time you barely registered any shock at the occurrence.
What? Why are you...
I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. You must have had a good idea of where they went, isn't that right?
What? No, of course not. That's preposterous.
Only I can answer the control room. And the area beyond the launchpad door was filled with smoke. As for the southern door, I was standing right there, so there was nowhere for the killer to run to. Maybe or maybe not, you went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran, yes? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip out into the southern door? I highly doubt it, as you recall right after entering the lounge. Detective Arm came rushing toward Rosapia the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape there would have been caught by her. Yeah, the director wasn't surprised that the killer vanished. You're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use? It's working, boss. One more punch and it should be a knockout. Seems to be one more abortion at odds with the testimony. Go get him. Okay, back to the Matrix it is. Time to pinpoint our way out of victory.
Got it!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launchpad door.
The Great Yuri Cosmos afraid? What basis do you have for the outlandish accusation?
Whether I have a basis or not, you seem quite distressed by it.
Most certainly not.
Director Cosmos, there's something about the launchpad door you're not telling us, is there?
Ugh.
Why are you speechless? It looks like you hit the nail on the head, boss. I'll just input those two pieces of data and... Yes! Just what I wanted to see. Presto changeo! Less discord. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks, Adina. To make sense of what we learned. Director Connell wasn't surprised that the culprit suddenly vanishes from the lounge. Was there the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped to? Furthermore, talking about the door of the launchpad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something from the launchpad one door. When we put two pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here?
Take that!
The culprit went through the launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they?
Yes. I mean, no. Disaster to starboard. We're going to crash into an asteroid.
A master tactician, you are not. The area behind the door is filled with smoke, wasn't it? True, but this is still the only logical answer there is. We just figured out what the director was hiding about the launchpad 1 door. We should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies.
But that door requires fingerprint analysis. Only Starbuck, Terran, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could open that security lock. Do you?
That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there was a way he could easily gotten past the security lock. Come to think of it, he did examine the fingerprints in the fingerprint recognition device. I propose the killer use this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock.
Take that!
Let's...
Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there at the boarding lounge. Anyone could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Mr. Starbuck's prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device screen.
Ugh.
It looks like he does have something hide about the launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet.
You know, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it?
Huh? Oh yes, by all means.
There's a security camera on boarding lounge 1, right?
Right, the one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor?
If the true culprit escaped from the launchpad 1 corridor, then they might have recorded the security footage as well. The mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic?
I hope you didn't strain your facilities too much on that, your baldness.
I beg your pardon?
Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point...
Oh my, the footage cuts off.
The camera was running on backup power, and apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely the after effects of the explosion. There's no footage after this, so be it criminals or space aliens.
And I thought it was such a good idea too.
Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much. Grandpa baldness.
Prosecutor Blackwell, how do you know about my grandchild?
I think his grandchild just learned a little thing about the harshness of the adult world. Setting aside the issue of grandchildren, I'd like to have this witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you please tell us more when you enter the lounge?
If I must.
Got it!
Director Cosmos, why were you so surprised when Detective Arm found you and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural? Sadly, even the great men such as myself had ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bounded by the forces of gravity and emotions. Even a great man such as myself experiences surprises on occasion. Yes, I'm sure you do. But my real point, not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by. Pardon me? First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were, of course, again surprised when she shot at you. But considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprise reaction is the fact that you were... Sure, you were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you, but the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater.
Ugh.
The fact that you were more surprised by being simply found than being shot by suggests to me you were conflicted whatever it was you're doing there.
The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence Operation Hide Under Your Desk. Oh!
Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Boss, I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean really is hiding something about this launchpad door. And whatever he's hiding most likely has something to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. If he's doing something suspicious at the door, then maybe he spotted a change between before he came to the room and after. Take a photo gave us a photo of the crime. Let's try a comparison. Let's see, this is the footage of the door before Director Cosmos arrived. This is how the door looked like after the director entered the lounge. Hey, look at that! There is a change. Something definitely is different. Director Cosmos?
What is it? What have you been up to over there?
You're finding the answer to what you were doing until the arm found you, that's what. And the answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation.
Don't be ridiculous. Do you have any answer you pointed out already?
He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incidents.
Take that!
The answer to this knob.
That's...
Your Honor, please take a look at this footage.
Let's see.
Take a look at the knob next to the launchpad door. As you can see, it's horizontal.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical.
But what does it mean?
It means there's something between the director arrived and after. Someone turned this knob.
Ugh!
After the scene, we discovered you were the only one who turned the knob. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's see what you have to say. What are you trying to do to turning the knob by the door?
You're right. I did turn that knob.
The knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there would be more explosions, so I wanted to move the launch pad away. You wanted to do what? Hey, did Ponzo tell us something about how to repair the launch? She said the one the launch pad fully assembled and moved to the launch site. But the safety lock on the boarding lounge had to be disengaged first. I guess that clears up what the knob is for. Oh, the killer escaped to the launch pad in one corridor. Maybe they were transported along the launch pad in the launch site. I don't think so. Launch pad corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could escape through the corridor. So then where did the killer escape to? Yeah, there's still some things we have yet to uncover. Director Cosmos, I request you tell us moving the launch pad in more detail. Fine, but listen closely. I'm about to give the history-making proof testimony. I had no choice but to disengage the security lock. You made it sound like you were alluding to do so. And when you did it, you felt some joy, as if you were very pleased with yourself.
How do you know? How do you do it? How do you know everything if you were there?
Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analytical psychology. So care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the security lock? When I think back on the facts we discovered up at that point, I have to believe you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda.
Ah! How do you know about that too?
Because I'm more or less a pro at guessing.
But you have no proof that I have an agenda. And if I did, I would never ever tell you, so there!
I know they say people regress as they go older, but you, sir, take the cake.
How do you know a man with such great integrity, intelligence, and integrity?
Silence.
You, a man of integrity? Don't make me laugh. Prosecutor Blackwell? What came over him all of a sudden? You spouted nothing but falsibilities as you step up to the stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the analyticals of history. Not so greatness anyways. Unless you consider great fair-faced liar an honor.
Liar?
The words bite harder than its blade. You move Launchpad 1 after the explosions? My. How naive of you. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves have betrayed you. You know, just a thought from modern English can be a friend. And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge 1 side. The police confirmed this in scene. What?
Liar!
So that means the director didn't move the launch pad? Curse my judgment for calling history's great liar to the witness stand. Let us leave him to adulthood his lies and more gains to his card's contents.
Liar!
Objection!
It doesn't make sense. You can't deny someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock is released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth of this issue, we just might find where the killer escaped to. Ah! You sure you must have went somewhere? We just might find out. You arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking. Stop chasing your fantasy and see what reality for what it really is. Or you're not manning up to, boy.
Gah!
Talk about hitting below the belt. Youngsters these days. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge. But the launch pad is right where it's supposed to be. Ugh. Wait a minute. Maybe we have it all backwards. What if the director turned the knob not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back where it was supposed to be? What are you blabbering about? What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? And then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to his usual spot? All he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back. And it would be right where the police found it.
Yeah!
You made him silent, Mr. Starbuck. Was I say really that off base? It pains me to explain how wrong your own logic is to you. However, a great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge where the astral wanderers made their escape. The fact has been recorded by posterity on firmless film. Oh right, so the realities. Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy.
Ah!
Get a grip, Mr. Wright, and focus. We know the launch pad must have been moved. Our deductions and actual facts of the case are direct contradictions to each other. Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This witness could be figured taken by body doubles at the incident or something. Or second thought, that's too far-fetched even for me. Never actually boarded the rocket? Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe. Huh? Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area but instead went to another place? And what if the director moved launch pad 1 back, not from the launch... It was not from the launch site, but from another place? What will you say then? Cut the extractable bull or I'll cut you.
Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself at once.
I know I'm right. It's all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Director Cosmos' reason for moving Launchpad 1 was... because he wanted to switch it with some other place. I'm sorry, but did you say switch it? What could he possibly have switched the Launchpad with? Oh, you'll be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes for a little thinking outside the box and the answer becomes clear as day. This is what will switch to Launchpad 1.
Take that!
Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It had all the same features as Launchpad 1, and it can't even move into the launch site. Meaning the Space Museum and the Launchpad 1 can be switched with each other.
You can't mean...
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum.
What? Balderdash!
And yet, that's the only explanation that accounts for any riddle and inconsistency. This is how the space station was just before the launch the incident.
I see Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum already switched places.
That's right. And with the two switches like this, the astronauts enter the Space Museum from boarding lounge 1. This allowed a true killer to enter Launchpad 1 from boarding lounge 2. It set the bomb on the rocket. Come to think of it, the door of the Space Museum from boarding lounge 2. Welcome, welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 AM to 7 PM. Exactly, anyone could pass through the door of the Space Museum. There's no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, the two launchpads switched like that. Someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted the bomb.
Girl!
After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into boarding lounge 1 and waited there, concealed. In order to kill Mr. Terran with the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. Called on Miss Blackwell, Mr. Starbuck, and the director all saw the suspicious figure. Who we could suppose after killing Mr. Terran, Maker escaped to the Space Museum. After that, Director Cosmos switched the two launch pads back, without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum. The killer had left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway.
Yeah.
Right, Dono. I see how you know how to handle a sword and handle it well. Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff. I'm a seasoned warrior who could cut down many a prosecutor.
Silence!
And unless you could prove your theory is no better than a rusty sword.
Yeah, that's right. You have no proof that I switched the launch pads.
Somebody needs a better anger management counselor. If the launchpad really were switched, there might be a record of it somewhere. At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum will switch with each other. The corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum. Let's see, this is the image of Launchpad 1 corridor. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage? Huh? The number on the floor. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have the proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell.
And if this is just another bluff?
Oh, don't worry. It's all right here. Right in this footage. Prove that beyond the door is a corridor to the Space Museum.
Very well then, answer this for me if you would. What if this footage proves that the corridor belongs to the Space Museum?
Take that!
There's a 1 on the floor in Launchpad 1 corridor. And take a look at the floor of the corridor in the security footage. You see a number on the floor behind the astronauts? It doesn't look like a 1, doesn't it? That's because what you see is actually part of a 2.
What?
Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see is the one in the Space Museum.
Ugh. Ugh.
So that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke. That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred on Launchpad 1 on the exact opposite of the Space Museum. And not only have the two astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the mystery of the Space trial, how they got down the ladder, is clear up. Mr. Terran, carrying Mr. Starbuck, simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle level.
Just incredible. The two launch pads were actually switched.
Do you think someone will notice at the events of the magnitude? Everyone was down in the basement cellar when the launch pads were switched back. There's no way anyone could have known what was happening at the surface.
Ah!
No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth.
My honor, my glory, everything's slipping away. Time to deploy my ultimate weapon. Get out the engine. Ignition. What? It's going anywhere. Ugh, it won't stop. Ugh, my stars are going. Ugh. Oh. No, not that way. Oh, no. Bailiff, I just needed after that witness.
I see we managed to retrieve you from before you came to any bodily harm. Director Cosmos, do you admit you switched the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I switched Launchpad 1 for the Space Museum. Oh, it's good to hear words I believe in a change.
Before you do, Your Honor, two things. First, we don't know if Mr. Terran had prior knowledge of the switch. And for Mr. Starbuck, he is unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Terran would have realized that he instantly stepped into the Space Museum. That had to be switched from Launchpad 1. But my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Terran feel the need to put on such a drastic display? As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmo to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast.
The director is terrified. He must have one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why. Probably not a good time to try to pry it out of him, huh?
Excuse me, but would you mind if I pick up my stars? Without my badge of rank, I'm nothing. I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director retrieve his stars.
It appears a possibility of the culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say? I don't get it.
Don't get what? What don't you get? Director, why did you do all that?
From the very beginning, you never meant for the launch to go ahead, did you?
You tricked us!
Mr. Starbuck.
Starbuck, my boy. I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why. But I had to do it to protect the Space Center.
Director!
Will I ever get a chance to go to space again? Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you to space again, my boy.
And the dream is still alive.
Silence!
You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. It won't have it any other way. Why are you so hung up on him? Yes, I accept that the launch pads really were switched. If there were a third party to the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. But I have yet to see proof of this third person escape via the Space Museum.
Oh, that's a good point.
Nah, he's right. I don't have any proof.
Starbuck, you will spill everything you know.
What?
Me? Oh. Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now. If you don't, my blade shall feast on your blood. Oh. If I'm going to die, I want to die in space.
I have to do something.
So, Miss Starbuck, prepare yourself. Now you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. That annoyingly cheerful laugh. It can be none other than... Champion of righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here. In justice we trust. Detective Fulbright. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late.
I don't believe we have an appointment.
I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to break up a cat fight. I'll tell you, justice sir is a full-time job.
Was it a fight between cats or... Why are you here again?
Because the defendant isn't the culprit, and I came to make sure that justice is served.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Fulbright. I always thought you were a bit touched by the head. But have you finally succumbed?
Nope, but it looks like you succumbed to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the champ evidence of justice uncloud your judgment.
What evidence? Come to think of it, you did say something about finding us some evidence.
Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you.
I didn't think he was serious, though. So what is it, Detective? Is it something that proved Mr. Starbuck innocent?
It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A lighter? That's right. A lighter thought that we have use for the culprit, no less. Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has to be a victim Clay's hair among all of the killer's fingerprints on it.
What?
Order! Order! Detective Fulbright, can I assume that the fingerprint don't belong to the defendant? You bet. Starbuck is totally innocent.
This is it. This is just what I needed. Your Honor, this is decisive evidence that supports the defense's earlier claim.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate that after the killer murdered Mr. Terran, they escaped the lighter in hand into the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. Then finally the killer left in the boarding lounge 2 to make their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in the boarding lounge 1 after the murder. The fact that Director Cosmos has testified so. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck could have possibly been the one that dropped the lighter there.
Silence.
But the defendant had free reign of the area until Director Cosmos appeared. Did you not have dropped the lighter in the Space Museum during this span of time?
Objection!
You'll like that to be true, won't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with the lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck would have time to double back into the museum. No, Proxy Blackout, this lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer. Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints are nowhere to be found in this lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? This piece of evidence uncredibly proved that Mr. Starbuck wasn't the culprit.
There does appear to be decisive evidence that proves the defense's claims.
As for the remote space that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, you can assume it was planted by the killer by the unconscious Mr. Starbuck.
No, there must be some mistake. Frankly, President Blackwell, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this man for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency because tomorrow...
Silence.
Fulbright, you promised never to speak of that. Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow?
Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant is innocent. In light of the fact that it was impossible for him to have committed the crime, a few unanswered questions remain as I look forward to see you two uncover. But for now, this court finds the defendant Solomon Starbuck not guilty.
You did it. Yes, we We did it, Mr. Wright. Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright. Mr. Wright, Sykes, thank you. And please thank Apollo for me too. You're all the best. Ooh, I wish we could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict right now. Yeah, me too. That's going to have to wait.
Now that the verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Hmm? It's too late to object, isn't it? It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell, are you dissatisfied with the verdict? Fulbright, what were the results of the fingerprint analysis of the lighter?
Huh? The results?
Well, I was in a hurry, you see, and there was that cat fight, and, well, I kinda got carried away when I heard the prints were in Mr. Starbucks, so...
You have yet to read it?
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you read out loud who the prints belong to?
Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Sykes. So says the report. What? What?
Huh?
Me? Oh no.
Order, I say, order! Miss Sykes, do you have an explanation for this? We just finished proving that the letter could have only belonged to the killer, so finding your print is lead us to only great conclusion.
I don't know how it got in there, but I know I'm not the culprit. This can't be happening. We've built up our argument piece by piece. I don't think any of the reasoning was faulty. Well, how can that lead to this?
God, what have I done? Please forgive me, I'm sorry. Order! Order! Detective Fulbright, stop your crying!
What in the world is happening here? Like the world's gone mad.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Wow. Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we fought for, the truth had turned cruelty on us and accused Athena of the crime. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We just stumbled over the edge of reasoning into the jaws of the twisted darkness. And with that, the cosmic turnabout is done. That's quite the depressing ending to this one. But for now, we're gonna end the stream. The next time, we're gonna be playing episode 5, Turnabout, for tomorrow. And with that, that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.